Good morning and welcome to Walt Disney Studios. It's my second day here at Disneyland Paris. Of course, yesterday I was over in Disneyland Park, and today I thought I'd come over to the second park here to come and see Legends of the Force, which is the event going on in this park. Of course, yesterday saw all the extra entertainment taking place for the Festival of Pirates and Princesses over in Disneyland Park. So if you haven't seen it already, then make sure you go and check it out. Nice and quiet this morning, of course, with me owning an annual pass and coming early, same as if you're staying in the hotels on site here at Disneyland Paris. You get your extra magic hour. I didn't quite wake up quite that early, so I'm getting about 15-20 minutes of that, just get in before the rush that's waiting out the front. Yeah, Thursday starting off then, like I say, Legends of the Force, a celebration of Star Wars that they've done for a few years now here in Walt Disney Studios. Of course, we've got a fantastic nighttime show taking place every evening on the facade of the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror. Along with that as well, you've got the stage just out the front of there with lots of different entertainment taking place, so I'll be sure to catch some of that. And yeah, I was expecting a bit of theming inside here because last year they actually transformed this for the event and they like put all stars on the backdrop there, and they had like one of the it's the X-wing or something. I don't know a lot about Star Wars, but hanging up in here. So yeah, like I thought they might have done that again this year actually, but it seems like they haven't done. I wonder if they've put it anywhere else around the park. I'm not too sure. But yeah, along with that, I'll go and watch Mickey and the Magician. I've not seen it for around 2 years because when I was last here, obviously there was a Christmas show in there that was amazing, but I still missed Mickey and the Magician. And of course, along with that, when I was here last February, that wasn't on. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. Let's head outside of Studio 1, which is the main entrance street. The sun is shining again today. It's another beautiful day here in Disneyland Paris. I'm very lucky to be here when the weather's like this because it's amazing. Yeah, still doing a bit of refurbishment work around here as well. I believe there's quite a few different attractions closed, much like over in Disneyland Park. So I'll be talking more about those in this vlog. And also, that leads me on to say, it's a very special day today for Walt Disney Studios because it's exactly 1 year ago today that Walt Disney Company announced that the fact that we're going to be transforming this park with 3 new areas. Of course, the Marvel Land, which is going to be taking over Rock and Roller Coaster, and we've got more information on that, including a date for the closure, so I'll share that in this video. Of course, they announced the Frozen Land, the Studio Lake, and also Star Wars as well, so it is very exciting times for this park. And yeah, lots going on to talk about. Wow, the sun is so bright, it's amazing. But yeah, let's have a little walk around. First thing to notice here is the Art of Animation has actually closed. I'll spin you around so you can see it. Here you go, so there's blue fences up. A bit of sneaky photography going on there. But I'm not too sure what's going on here, but I believe it has closed permanently. It's not going to be reopening as the Disney Art of Animation, so I look forward to seeing what changes are afoot for that. Comment down below, what would you like to see? It wouldn't surprise me if we see something along the lines of Blue Sky Cellar at Disney's California Adventure, sort of a walkthrough showcasing all the plans and things, a bit like One Man's Dream, what they've got in Hollywood Studios at Walt Disney World, but obviously with the future of this park, it'd be really nice for them to do like a walkthrough with all models and concept art of what we can expect from this park transformation. But yeah, and also next to it as well, the Cars ride, that is closed for refurb, and I believe like round the back of here, literally this blue fence continues in a massive circle all the way round, and the toilets just at the back of Art of Animation are closed as well. So but yeah, Cars is going to be reopening. It's just having a lot of work done to it, a major overhaul. But yeah, Art of Animation, it's goodbye for that one, so I look forward to seeing what we're going to have. It was never one of my favourite attractions, but I know there was a lot of people that did really enjoy it. There's the Animagique Theatre. Of course, used to be home to a show called Animagique. Now that's just the name of the theatre, and that's where Mickey and the Magician is. So we're headed in there. Flying carpets over Agrabah. Crush's Coaster busy this morning. As I mentioned yesterday in the vlog from Disneyland Park, very busy on the crowds at the moment. It is the French school holidays. But I managed to get lots done actually yesterday, so I was quite impressed with what I managed to do. My plan is to head down towards Ratatouille. So I'll see when we get down there. Oh, and there's Mickey Mouse doing a meet and greet. So this is quite interesting. Christmas might have finished, but the Christmas lights and all these market stalls down here on the left-hand side towards Ratatouille are still in place, and it looks like they're going to be open later on because they're all stocked up in there. So that's quite interesting, isn't it? They must have been making a lot of profit from those, so they decided to keep them. And also, it fills the area up quite nicely, doesn't it, to be fair? I mean, I like them being down here. Obviously, with that sort of thing, they thought, well, you know, they did get busy. I mean, the queues when I was here at Christmas were stretching across the path over here. So, I don't know, maybe they've thought, yeah, you know, let's keep them in. They do look a bit too festive, especially when it's the sun is shining like this. But the actual Christmas decorations have gone, like what we're here in the fountain. Fountain's still not back on yet. Of course, as we are in Paris and it's supposed to be cold at this time of year, they do turn all the water features off and put flowers in just there. Also, the meet and greet is still there as well, where you can meet Remy. And it looks like Ratatouille is not open yet. So yeah, I'm gonna linger about here and get straight in that single rider queue when it does. Fast passes are available as well for 11:50 to 12:20. Yeah, hopefully I'll be able to get on this in just a moment. Very good timing there. Literally 2 minutes after turning the camera off, they opened the doors. So here we go, time to pick up my glasses and let's ride Ratatouille. Always checking to make sure they're not marked, just so it doesn't ruin my ride.
On n'aurait pas idée à coq au vin? Non. A simple omelet? Too simple. What? Mais oui, that's it!
only been in the park around 25 minutes and I've already done 2 different rides. Firstly, as you saw from the on-ride footage, Ratatouille, a great family dark ride, trackless ride system. I do prefer the scenes that have got the physical set pieces to the ones that have got the screens, but still it's a really good fun ride. It's just the floor and the ceiling for me in that. I do wish that the look at the floor, especially in the scenes where you've got the screens, because you can't help but just look at a bland floor. You know, Symbolica at F-Telling is a prime example of that, how the floor and the ceiling is themed. But obviously since that first opened in 2014, I've done lots of other trackless dark rides around the world. But yeah, I look forward to seeing the version coming to Epcot in a couple of years' time. Of course, the show building's complete now. They're working on the theming on the inside, and of course that facade as well. It's going to be quite a big expansion actually to the French Pavilion in Epcot, so I can't wait to see that when it opens in a couple of years' time. But yeah, I went on a ride on RC Racer in Toy Story Playland. It was advertised, I think, a 10-minute single rider queue when I walked past. It was actually about 5, like there was 4 people in front of me, so I only had to wait 1 cycle. So yeah, like really enjoyed another ride on there. You're not allowed to film on RC Racer. They stopped that a couple of years ago, so that's why I didn't take you on for a bit of POV footage. But yeah, it's quite quiet this morning. Gonna head over to the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror. We just thought I'd start a bit of discussion in the comments down below on the studio tram tour. I'll spin you around. So here is the entrance to the tram tour. It is closed at the moment for work to be done. And as we can see, there's another fence just on the left-hand side over there as well, which blocks the path behind the back of the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror, so that's quite interesting. But of course, the studio tram tour, like I mentioned this in the vlogs in December, and you guys, you know, you came up with some really good comments on that one, so I'd like to just sort of open the debate again, really. Obviously, we've seen the plans that were announced a year ago today. This street's going to continue down here, and of course, we'll head down to the Studio Lake, which is going to be down the bottom there, with the 2 new lands, Star Wars and Frozen, coming off of it, and of course, Marvel, which is going to be taking over the area down by Rock and Roller Coaster, but more about that later on. But what do you think is going to happen to the studio tram tour? Do you think it's going to remain? Obviously the station can't stay here, but you know, do you think it's going to stay? Do you think it's going to go? Do you think they're going to change the route, maybe put the station on the right hand side of this new lake what's going to be built? You know, let me know in the comments down below. And talking of this new lake, I actually went for a trip last night in the sunsets on the Panoramagique balloon over in Disney Village, and what was quite interesting is that they've actually already started groundwork back there for this new expansion. So I don't think it's going to be long before we start to see more foundations, and also, of course, the show building's starting to go up. Do you think the Frozen ride is going to be a boat ride and a roller coaster? Just a roller coaster, just a boat ride? Comment down below. I love seeing what you guys come up with. But anyway, let's go for a ride into the Twilight Zone on the Tower of Terror in the sunshine. And it's a 10-minute wait by the looks of that. 15 minutes, sorry, there you go. I just saw the 1 and assumed it was 10. 15 minutes, I am not complaining at that. Let's go. Of course, work is still taking place on the facade to completely restore that because of how it was built when it was first opened. But yeah, like, it seems like, you know, a bit more of it's been covered up since it was last here, and they're moving it around on different sections. But yeah, I've got my room ready. It's on the 13th floor. Let's step into the Twilight Zone, the Tower of Terror. On this version of the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror, there's 6 different loading areas to get into the service elevators, and 3 different lift shafts. So you've got 3 on the downstairs just here, 3 on the upstairs. Very cleverly designed that you can't see the elevators upstairs when you're on the ground level. But when you exit out of the library, you'll make your way up these stairs just here if you're on the upper ones. Bit of information there for anyone who's not been here before, maybe used to one of the other versions around the world. Right, let's get on board. I love the atmosphere in here.
wave goodbye to the real world. You have just entered the Twilight Zone. What happened here to dim the lights of Hollywood's brightest showplace is about to unfold once again. One stormy night long ago, 5 people stepped through the door of an elevator and into a nightmare. That door is opening once again, but this time, it's opening for you.
It's always great to get back on board the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror here at Disneyland Paris. The positioning of that attraction is also great, especially on the front row like I was just. You get some really nice views over towards Disneyland Park with the Disneyland Hotel and various different attractions over there. So yeah, that was a really good ride, and it's luck of the draw really where you get to sit on that. Normally if you're a single rider, they do tend to put you on the front row somewhere because they can put another 2 with you, and obviously a lot of people travel in 2s and 4s. They're like the most common group numbers, aren't they, really, for attractions? So yeah, I was quite lucky there. Managed a front row on the seat closest to the door at the front, so I got a really nice view on that. Anyway, this is a big moment for me because this is going to be my last ever time experiencing a ride here in Walt Disney Studios. I've spoken a lot about the different expansions and the plans for this park, and I've made a lot of jokes over the years about a certain attraction called Armageddon, located just behind me. It was an opening day attraction for Walt Disney Studios in March 2002, based on the 1998 film called Armageddon. This attraction has got literally just over a month left until it's going to be closing. Yeah, so I'm going to go on board now and take you guys along with me on Armageddon. And yeah, we're going to say goodbye to this attraction. In my opinion, one of the worst ever attractions to be built in a Disney park, and I think a lot of people feel the same about that. I mean, you know, the attraction itself, it looks great from the outside. You think you're going to get loads of effects, and don't get me wrong, the ending when you actually get onto the spaceship is decent. You know, I'd queue up just for that. But all the pre-shows and everything, what come before it, you know, it takes a long time to get to the good stuff on that. It's like watching a movie where, you know, there's only like one good bit at the end. You just want to like skip forward and just watch that bit. That's how I feel with Armageddon. But there you go. The ride itself, this attraction will be closing on the 1st of April 2019. So yeah, we've already had the Art of Animation close. This is next. And then it'll be Rock and Roller Coaster starring Aerosmith, but more about that after Armageddon. I'm quite happy to be saying goodbye to this, but in another way, it's quite sad as well, because when you're saying bye to an attraction, you know you're never going to go inside it again. You know, obviously this building I'm sure is going to be repurposed as part of the Marvel area that I'm now standing in. This is going to be the Marvel themed area. It's weird to think that in a few years this whole area is going to have been transformed. But there you go, let's go and experience it for one last time. Armageddon, here in Walt Disney Studios.
C'est grâce à la magie des effets spéciaux que tout ça est possible. Pourrais-je avoir un peu d'air frais, messieurs? Ça, j'aurais dû le voir venir, évidemment. Sur les plateaux des effets spéciaux, il faut s'attendre à absolument tout. Ouh, très sympa, les gars.
Attention tout le monde, les acteurs sont en route pour le plateau.
Procédez à l'évacuation.
I'm on my way to escape capture.
Désolé, capsule est venue. Alerte, météo approchons corridor 6. Alerte, module scientifique approchant corridor 6.
Will it hit?
Probabilité de collision 100%. Alerte, corridor 6. Rupture catastrophique. Oxygène critique.
Code red emergency.
Code rouge. Porte d'accès close.
Good, no problem. Damn.
Alerte, météo approchant. Dimension France.
No, that is big problem.
Préparé à l'impact.
This is disaster for Russian space station.
Préparé à l'impact.
Close your port.
Préparé à l'impact. Préparé à l'impact. Préparé.
Arrêtez d'engueuler.
So there we go, goodbye Armageddon, and thanks for the memories over the years. There you go, if you are coming over the next few weeks and you've never been on it before, I definitely recommend giving it a try. Like I say, it's a long attraction, it's just over 20 minutes in length, including a very, very long pre-show that I sort of just stand at the back at and yeah, try to not pay too much attention to what's going on. I just sort of think about what I'm doing for the rest of the day, which is rare for me on an attraction because normally my attention's there 100%. But there you go, that's Armageddon. Goodbye to that classic Walt Disney Studios attraction, an opening day attraction that I'm not too sad to see go, and I very much look forward to seeing what's going to happen all around this area as part of Marvel. Now another attraction, another opening day attraction that is going to be closing in 2019 is Rock and Roller Coaster starring Aerosmith, a much better attraction than Armageddon. I know there's quite a lot of people that are sad that this one's actually coming out. Me personally, you know, I do very much enjoy Rock and Roller Coaster. I think it's great. I love all the lighting and everything. The ride itself has got a little bit rougher over the past few years, so I'm hoping that we get new trains on the coaster. The coaster is going to be staying. It's a re-theme as part of the whole Marvel area. But yeah, I look forward to seeing what they do to it. But like I say, I'm gutted to be losing like the music and all the lighting aspect to it. But let's see what happens. You know, like you can't rule anything out until you've seen it. So yeah, like I'm sad to see it go. But this overall area of Walt Disney Studios around here has needed work for a long time. So I think no matter what happens, it's going to be a positive. You know, the fact that all this area is getting fixed up. And yet there's some big potential here, some big potential for a really nice, heavily themed and immersive area. But yeah, I'm going on Rock and Roller Coaster now. It's got a 40-minute queue, busy today. But like I say, just before I went on Armageddon, I managed to get a fast pass. Spoke a lot about these yesterday in the Disneyland Park vlog, so check it out if you've not seen it. Well, basically the Fastpass system is free to use here at Disneyland Paris, unless you go for the more premium ones, then you have to pay a bit for them. But yeah, like, I've managed to get my fast pass, got my time slot to go on, and yeah, nice and easy to do. Just go to the machines that are located outside of select attractions across both parks, and yeah, it's free to get one of these tickets. Just scan your park ticket or annual pass, and you'll get one of these. But yeah, let's go and experience it. This isn't actually closing until the 1st of September 2019, so if you are coming over summer, then you'll have a chance to come and experience this one. Oh, there we go, it's dropped down to 30 minutes now, but anyway, I'm going around this way with the Fastpass entrance. There you go. But let me know your memories from Rock and Roller Coaster. Of course, I will be riding that later this year. I'm glad we finally know a confirmed date for that, because there's been so long long when I've been saying, oh, this could be my last ride on it. Now I know that this isn't going to be my last ride on it. I can stop saying that, and I'm going to be back later in the year where I'll get to do it for one final time.
And is making some last-minute tweaks on the new ride and using technology that you're going to be among the first to experience.
What a crowd, what a mob, what a ride, what an experience, Ali! Unreal. I was on the track going like this, right? 1G, 2G, 3G, 4G, and I got right about to here, and I thought I was gonna lose it, and I felt like I was hearing... It was a beautiful thing. Hey, people! What's happening out there?
Listen, Steven, you know you wanted a modern...
On vient de m'informer que nous sommes prêts à accueillir nos VIP dans la zone d'essai pour leur voyage test. I just got word that the ride test demo zone is now ready for our VIP guests.
Sound tracker prêt pour le lancement.
Front row ride there on Rock and Roller Coaster starring Aerosmith. I will miss them crazy light sequences. Being a lighting and sound enthusiast as well as theme parks, it makes me quite sad that I'm not going to be seeing them light shows again, especially because the version of the ride over in Hollywood Studios at Walt Disney World is nowhere near as good in my opinion because of the lack of lighting effects compared to this one. But something makes me think that it's not going to be that long until we're saying bye to that one at Hollywood Studios. But I don't know, let me know your comments down below. In terms of this area and the Star Wars event that's going on at the moment, Legends of the Force, again last year they had a little bit of theming out here, some different props, but they don't seem to be here this time. It's literally the stage shows and the nighttime show on the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror facade this year, which is quite interesting. So a little bit less to see with the Legends of Force. Now of course Motor's Action Stunt Show Spectacular kind of sits right in the middle of a construction site. Well, it will be soon anyway, because obviously when Rock and Roller Coaster closes in September and Armageddon's closed from next month, access is going to be quite limited getting down here because of construction fences, and we can only assume they're going to be blocking off a lot of this down here. But what we do know is they're actually going to be moving, potentially moving the entrance to this somewhere around the other side, and yeah, definitely they're moving the car workshop as well, so that's quite interesting to know. Don't plan on watching Motor's Action Stunt Show Spectacular today unless I do get time later on. Obviously I've got other stuff to be seen in this park, such as Mickey and the Magician, which is where I'm heading to now. But yeah, if you do want to see highlights from that, there is a video here on the channel, and also various different shots of the show over in various different vlogs from Walt Disney Studios. But yeah, I'm going to make my way down this way after saying goodbye to Armageddon and a nice front row ride on Rock and Roller Coaster to the Animagique Theatre, ready for Mickey and the Magician, a fantastic show that features various different effects that I'm looking forward to sharing highlights of over the next few minutes. So I'll go and get in the queue and I'll see you inside the theatre. I'll try and get somewhere in the middle so I can show you this show to its full potential. I'll see you in there.
Welcome to my workshop, Mickey.
Comme tu le vois, ça mérite un bon coup de balai. As you can see, it needs a good clean.
Oui, monsieur le magicien, mais j'ai hâte de faire de la magie.
Ah, but you can practice your magic, Mickey, until this room is spotless.
Oh, oui.
Oh, my! It's time to get this young lady to the ball. Il est temps de se rendre au bal.
They can sing, they can dance. After all, sir, this is France, and the dinner here is in our second best. We are guests, we are guests, we are guests. Oh, look at that! Voilà. You see, my friend, true magic lives in our hearts. Magnifique.
There can never be done the circle of life. And it is a
Abracadabra, let her rip, and then make sucker disappear. We're just getting started. Ooh, don't you just love a bit of magic? J'adore la magie. All right, why don't we have a look and see what they brought me today? Are you getting it, kid? Magic's about making friends and making them happy!
Oui, compris!
Dance! Uno, dos, tres!
Mickey! Et un jour, je deviendrai le plus grand magicien du monde! Dès que j'aurai trouvé ma magie!
A magician? Wow! I love magic. It's my favorite. No, wait. I love summer more. No, magic. No, summer. No, wait. Yep, magic.
Well, now they know. Let it go, and our eyes like the break of dawn. Cold never bothered me anyway.
highlights there from the absolutely incredible Mickey and the Magician over in the Armageddon Theatre. What an awesome stage show that is. Like, there's so many different characters in there, special effects, the storyline behind it, the music. I love that production. Bear in mind, I've seen a lot of Disney stage shows over the years across the 6 different Disney resorts. I really enjoyed that. It was great to see it again. Like I say, it's been like 2 years since I last saw it. Definitely worth coming here to Walt Disney Studios to watch that. It's probably the best thing in this park and one of the best things here at Disneyland Paris. So it's amazing to see that again. I'll definitely be watching it again whilst I'm here on this trip. But yeah, like lots of different characters in there. Of course, you got Cinderella in there, Frozen, Aladdin, that is probably my favourite. Of course, Beauty and the Beast. It's an amazing show. And some of the effects, I'm still not too sure on how some of them are done. Like, it's really clever and how it's put together, and it's good fun for everyone, that show. A really good all-round family show. So definitely well worth coming to see. Don't miss it if you are coming to Walt Disney Studios, and it's worth getting there a little bit earlier. I know Animagique Theatre is big, but it's well worth getting there a little bit earlier so you can get a really good spot. You want to be in the middle really to get, you know, the full viewing experience of that show, so to speak. Of course, you'll still see from the sides, but if you're looking at it straight head on, I wasn't quite where I would have liked to have been, but I was on that middle section of seating. It's split into 3 different basically. But yeah, really good show, 10 out of 10 from me, and one of the highlights of Disneyland Paris. Anyway, I'm just going to nip into Studio 1, get some food, and then make my way over to the stage just over here to go and watch the first of a few different Star Wars shows. I crossed over the Atlantic and into Universal Studios then for a minute when I walked into Studio 1 listening to Back to the Future playing from the band. It's one of my all-time favourite films, and I guess we are in a movie park. I just wasn't expecting to be hearing that here, but there you go, I enjoyed that. Always great to hear the live music, especially when you're having food there in Studio 1. Anyway, I've made my way back outside to watch my first show, which is going to be the Imperial March on the Star Wars stage just here. Now, obviously, this stage was used at Christmas as well, and they've completely freshened it up now. Of course, for Star Wars, they change it depending on the season. And just a quick one as well. Today, whilst I've been here, it's also been announced from Disneyland Paris that in the studio theatre there just behind me, they had a Marvel show last summer, and over Christmas they had a show in there as well. But yes, in summer, the Marvel show is coming back with some improvements, so I look forward to seeing that. Potentially next time I come to Disneyland Paris. It all depends when I come. I'll definitely be seeing that over the summer. I'm just not too sure if I'll be coming back before that or not yet as well. But anyway, oh, there's Panoramagique in the background. I've never noticed it from this angle. There will be a video from that coming up on the channel, so make sure you check it out, because from there, like I say, you can see the start of that construction taking place on the studio's expansion. But anyway, I'll show you some highlights of this show, the first Star Wars show of the vlog, and yeah, here's a look at the show in action.
Patrol the area. I believe the civilians in this sector may be hostile. You there! I demand to know where your loyalties lie. To the Empire, or you support the rebels? Certain and wise. The Empire will be monitoring your activity. Citizens, my elite unit of stormtroopers and I are here for your protection. While the rebellion seeks chaos, disorder, and a civil war without end, the Empire is devoted to the preservation of a safe and secure society. The Empire is strength. The Empire is stability. Truth, power. I believe it all. Territory is now under Imperial command. Your loyalty to the Empire is required. There have been reports of rebel activity in this sector. Any aiding of these rebels will be seen as an act of treason, and such defiant behavior will not be tolerated. Do I make myself clear? Now, you will all swear your...
pleasantries, Commander. I'm here to put you back on schedule.
I'm flying over Agrabah and Walt Disney Studios. There you go, you've just seen some footage there. A couple of minutes of highlights from the Imperial March. I've just literally nipped over here to the flying carpets over Agrabah because there was literally a 5-minute queue. But yeah, I'm heading back over there shortly because it's the Imperial March next. I don't know much about Star Wars. Some of you are probably thinking, what the hell, he doesn't know much about Star Wars? But yeah, I just don't, you know, like I watch the shows and stuff and like to give you guys a bit of an idea of what there is in Disneyland Paris. But yes, I'm heading back over there shortly for the second of 3 different shows taking place on that stage. That of course doesn't include the nighttime show that I'll be watching this evening. But yes, enjoy this flight. It was only quite a short show, that one anyway, about 10 minutes it was. So yeah, not too long at all. On this ride in the front row, you control it using your lever to go up and down. I was actually using my knee to hold it up. And the people in the back, they don't miss out on the fun. They can move the lever and it rocks it like that. There you go, short cycles though on the flat rides. Right, let's head back over there. And coming up now, here's some highlights from the Imperial March.
La loyauté. Vous gagnerez le mérite d'être au sein de cette armée. En position. Je suis C3PO, l'interprète des données cyborg. Et voici mon équipier R2D2. Je connais 6 millions de formes de communication. Quelle mission secrète? Quel plan? Que me racontes-tu là?
Il y aura une récompense, substance.
Obscur. Sois mon allié, tel est ton destin.
La force est avec moi, et je suis avec la force.
So I actually managed to catch both of the Star Wars shows back to back there. Really good, so make sure you check out the Showtimes guide so you can make sure you make the most of your day when you're visiting the Disney parks. But yeah, that was really good. I enjoyed seeing all the different Star Wars characters. You had the First Order March there first, and then it was Legends of a Galaxy Far, Far Away, I think it was called, the second show that I saw there. But yeah, they were both really good. I like the pyrotechnics in there. Little clips from the film in the second one. It was good to see all the stormtroopers. Of course, Darth Vader, BB-8s, lots of different of the characters from Star Wars. But anyway, because I've managed to save a bit of time there, I'm going back on what I said earlier on. I'm actually going to watch Motors Action, Stunt Show Spectacular, mainly because the sun's shining. I've got time now, and I thought I may as well. There's not really that much left for me to do in this park. I'd like to do Crush's Coaster if I get a chance, but obviously the Cars ride is closed at the moment. Studio Tram Tour, that's closed at the moment. So yeah, it's just sort of making the most of time really. So I thought, oh, I don't think I'll have time to watch it, but I've just managed to come straight over from that. And yeah, we'll watch Motors Action Stunt Show Spectacular. I'll show you some highlights in the video, and yeah, enjoy the show.
Je suis une machine de précision, un bolide aérodynamique.
highlights there from the Motors Action Stunt Show Spectacular here in Walt Disney Studios. Really is a fantastic show, really good stunts in that performance, and it certainly looks a lot better when you go and see it in the sunshine. I've watched it in the rain before, and sometimes in really bad weather conditions they won't do some of the stunts as well. So if you do have a day where it's sunny, I definitely recommend going and watching it then, or at least when it's dry anyway. But as I've mentioned before, it's a really good show. I love all the stunts and appreciate the hard work what goes into them, but I kind of wish that it had more of a storyline. I know that the whole story is that it's showing you behind the scenes and how they put films together and action sequences, but I've always said that it would probably work better if it had a storyline to it. But anyway, you know, it'd be interesting to see what happens. Like I said earlier on in the video when I was around there this morning, they're going to be building like a new entrance and stuff to it, I believe, so that's going to be interesting to see where it goes. And is the theme going to change? I mean, would that whole Mediterranean area look right in the middle of a Marvel land? I don't think it would, so they're either maybe going to put an entrance around the back and have it coming from the new Studio Lake when that's complete, or maybe they're going to completely retheme it. Who knows? Anything is possible. But anyway, I'm liking the look of this throughput behind me. How many cars have just gone past me on Crush's Coaster? It's saying there's a 60-minute single rider queue or a 70-minute main queue, so I think I'm going to risk it and go in the main queue, because sometimes the single rider can take longer than the main queue, so I'm going to go and have a look. But to be honest, the main queue, I don't think from my experience it looks quite 70 minutes, so you know what Disney are like, they rather sort of overestimate than underestimate, because then it means you won't be disappointed, right? I prefer that system anyway. But yeah, let's go for a ride on Crush's Coaster here in Walt Disney Studios. I do love a good ride on Crush's Coaster, really good fun ride. It's just a shame about the queue for it. However, I got quite lucky today, so when I walked back around the corner and looked at the screens, it said single rider had gone down to 40 minutes, so I thought, right, I'm going to try the single rider. Now obviously I said this yesterday when I was at Disneyland Park, I don't really know how Disney can predict single rider queues, because you know, it all depends on the groups, doesn't it? But still they do, and they put it on the signs, and normally it can be quite accurate. But this time I was really lucky. There must have been loads of groups of threes coming on. Obviously it's a spinning coaster manufactured by Marathon that seats 4 riders. So when there's a group of 3 coming in, ideal, because then it's a single rider. Literally most of the trains going out of the station had a single rider in. So I'd say there was about 20 people in front of me, but it went down in about 15 minutes. So great, like straight in the queue, on the ride, straight back out within 20 minutes on Crush's Coaster on a busy day. And that leads me on to my next thing to say. You know, it's a busy day in Walt Disney Studios. I've walked down into Toy Story Playland when this is open here. The Barrel of Monkeys, they are the shop in Toy Story Playland. How crazy is that? It's actually open. Like, maybe I just don't come like when it's really busy that often. But yeah, it's quite rare seeing this open, and I see quite a few of the fan sites of DLP on Twitter and Facebook make jokes about this when it's open. But there you go, we've got to go inside and have a look, haven't we? Come on, like, it's open. Can't believe it. But anyway, I just thought I'd nip down here as well, just to have a little look at these food stands by Ratatouille, just to see what they're doing, because obviously this morning they were closed. There you go, I think I've only ever been in here once. Crazy, isn't it? There you go. Get yourself a Rex. Oh no, Charlotte will be wanting that. A Lotso. I'm Lotso Hugging Bear. Yeah, it's only a small shop, but still, it's a shop. It's more than what Toy Story Land at Walt Disney World has got. Anyway, it's not got a proper actual gift shop inside that area. But yeah, I did come down here and have a look. I was going to go on Slinky and then do Toy Soldier's parachute drop, because then I would have done every ride that is operational in this park today. Because obviously Tram Tour is off for maintenance, Cars is off. God, it is quiet, isn't it, around here now? A lot of people must have gone over to Disneyland Park. 15-minute single rider for Ratatouille. Again, that can be, you know, up or down, but here we go. This is why they've kept these food carts. Look at this. There you go. Is it still selling the same stuff? I think it is. Crepes and all that sort of stuff. Mulled wine have they still got? Crazy, isn't it? But there you go. This is why they've kept it. To be honest, I'd be quite happy these staying here all year. Just maybe take the Christmas lights down off the trees and on the roof. I think it'd fit in even better. Well, at least they've took these big baubles down that were on the pillars up here at the top. But there you go. That explains why they're still here then. They're open. Anyway, so because the queues are quite busy for those two attractions in Toy Story Playland, I'm going to head back over to Disneyland Park for a little bit. Of course, I filmed yesterday's vlog there, the day one vlog, so make sure you check it out. It's now online here on Theme Park Worldwide, and of course there'll be a day two vlog from there tomorrow, so make sure you check that one out. So I'll see you a little bit later on. When I come back over here tonight, of course, to watch the Star Wars Nighttime Spectacular that I'm going to be sharing highlights of in a few minutes on the video. I will come over and see if I can get on them two attractions in Toy Story Playland, because I've not done them for ages. I think the past couple of visits I've been, I've not done them, or I don't remember doing them anyway. So yeah, I'll see you a little bit later on. I'm going to head over to Disneyland Park, and I'll be back here tonight as the sun goes down in Walt Disney Studios. See you later. Here we go then, so from up here on Toy Soldier's parachute drop, we'll see a little bit of the groundwork taking place just over there for that huge expansion of Walt Disney Studios. You've seen some nice sunset shots, had a nice time over in Disneyland Park. Back here in Walt Disney Studios. Toy Story Playland down below, Ratatouille the Adventure over there. And that view's going to change in the next few years. They'll definitely have to build a classic Disney berm around the new expansion though, because you can see quite a few of them new buildings out the back just there. So it'll be interesting to see what they do. Woo! Anyway, about 10 minutes in single rider. Not too bad. I wouldn't want to wait much more than that. That really is going to be the place to be to get them construction updates of Frozen Land, Star Wars Land and the new Studio Lake. Can't wait to see it from up there. Also from Panorama Chic over in Disney Village on the balloon there, you'll get some great views, but that's more from a distance, whereas here you're going to see it nice and close up. And like I was saying, just it'll be interesting to see what they do in terms of trees and building a berm around the outside, because there's quite a lot of buildings over there that have popped up, and there's cranes over there now working on buildings outside of Disney property. So it'd be very interesting to see what they do with that. Obviously Disney, I've got 100% trust in them when they're building these attractions. When it comes to sight lines and getting things right, they're perfect. I mean, look at Star Wars Land, what they're building at the moment out in Anaheim, Disneyland, and also at Walt Disney World, Hollywood Studios. You know, they got it perfect with all the rocks and everything. So yeah, I can't wait to see it all. Anyway, yeah, this is my final ride to go on today in this park. I've been on every operating ride in Walt Disney Studios today, which is good. So yeah, I'm going on Slinky Dog Zigzag Spin, or not Slinky Dog Dash. I'm not back in Florida yet. That's coming up in September. And of course, make sure you check out our Disney Vlogs playlist here on Theme Park Worldwide and see all of those. Right, join me as we go on this ride. Woo! Biggest thrill ride of the day. More intense than Tower of Terror. One thing I have noticed though, they're actually trying a different loading system on here at the moment. What they're doing, they're actually telling you a number to go in, and they've stuck these in every carriage. They look a bit temporary though, so hopefully they're going to put some permanent ones in at some point. But yeah, the man just said, oh yeah, if you want to go round to carriage 8, makes it a bit easier for the cast members working on the ride, and also hopefully it'll increase the throughput a bit more. Well, there you go. Yeah, they're just literally hopefully they're going to put some proper ones in though. Look like they've just been, well, they have just been done on a printer and laminated. There we go, short cycles.
Slinky dog almost caught his tail that time. Alex, arrête de bouger, vieux fossile. Pour votre sécurité. Merci de rester assis jusqu'à ce que Zigzag se soit...
Walt Disney Studios really does quieten down on an evening. I've only been back in this park around 40 minutes and I've just done 4 rides. Of course I did Toy Soldier's Parachute Drop, then went on to Slinky, then went in the single rider queue for Ratatouille, had another ride on that, and then I've literally just done Rock and Roller Coaster as well. It's advertising a 10-minute queue, but it was walk on straight to the pre-show, and there's still about 20 minutes left of ride time as well. Queue lines close at 7:30 tonight. But yeah, so if you do want to just get some quick re-rides in, or even first rides if you've been over in the other park throughout the day, then come over to Walt Disney Studios for the last hour or so of the day and you'll get loads done. I've just done them 4 rides, like I say, and I think the standby line over at Ratatouille was only about 25 minutes, so you know, not too bad at all. But anyway, I've just had my last walk past Armageddon. Oh, emotional. No, it's not, honestly. I look forward to seeing what they do with it. Anything's better than Armageddon. And yeah, I'm about to watch my final show of the day. See some great shows here in Walt Disney Studios. Of course, Mickey and the Magician, that was absolutely fantastic. The Star Wars shows, and also Motor's Action Stunt Show Spectacular. But I'm about to wrap that up with a projection show on the facade of the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror. Lots of pyrotechnics, lasers, a celebration of Star Wars. And I really look forward to sharing highlights from that over the next few minutes in the vlog for you guys. Yeah, it's called Star Wars, A Galactic Celebration. So yeah, it's coming up in the next few minutes. I don't know, grab yourself a pizza, hot dog or something, and a nice drink, sit back, relax, and enjoy highlights from this show here in Walt Disney Studios. Legends of the Force, February 2019.
Screen history. On May 25th, Star Wars premiered. Now, more than 40 years later, Star Wars has reached every corner of the world and across generations as the saga continues to transport audiences with the words, "A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away."
Take this. It's safer with you than it is with me. Get as far away from here as you can. I'll come back for you.
I think I can handle myself.
Force will be with you. Always.
Highlights there from Star Wars, a galactic celebration here in Walt Disney Studios. I love the nighttime spectaculars on the facade of the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror. I just think it works really well. The quality of the projections on there are really good, considering the projectors are behind the audience all the way over to it. Brilliant, really nicely put together, that show. I'm pretty sure it was the same as last year, maybe not exactly the same, but pretty much the same sort of concept, just over 15 minutes in length. Some good pyrotechnics in there, of course the fireworks, the screens all the way round. There are a few improvements on the screens compared to last year, but overall really good, enjoyable show and a fantastic day in Walt Disney Studios. I remember going back 5 or 6 years, this park was not considered a full day park, and I've mentioned this in the past few vlogs that I've done from Disneyland Paris, but for me Walt Disney Studios has become a full day park, and it'll become a true 100% 1 or even 2 day park when all the expansions are complete. You know, as much as it's going to probably go back down to you know, being a half day park for some people when Rock and Roller Coaster and Armageddon are closed, and you know the refurbishments are taking place, but when all that's finished in a few years time, it really will be that true full day, even 2 day park, and I look forward to those days because I love parts of Walt Disney Studios. I love the whole entrance area, I love the area by Ratatouille, and you know, some improvements around by the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror would be welcomed as well. A highlight from today, of course, Mickey and the Magician, a brilliant show, well worth coming here to come and watch that. It's a stunning production. Along with that, I'm going to say Star Wars tonight. That was really good fun. Best ride of the day, gonna say the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror, of course, because it's one of my favourites. I love that ride, and as much as I do prefer the version at Hollywood Studios in Florida, it's always great to get back on this one. Well, there we go, there's the closing announcement. That's a wrap from Walt Disney Studios. Check out my day 1 vlog from Disneyland Park from yesterday, and of course I'll be filming a day 2 vlog tomorrow that'll be coming online soon here on Theme Park Worldwide. That's if it's not all online already. Check out my Disney theme park playlist, see all the different vlogs from Disney parks throughout the world, and so much more. I'm Sean Sandbrook, thanks for watching Theme Park Worldwide, and that means it's time to cue those credits. See you soon.